Scorchlands is a game in which you manage production of fantastic resources on a foreign volcanic moon. The game features a hex grid-based city building system where constructing buildings in your colonies requires strategic placement for optimal productivity. Complex resource management includes logistics, moving resources between colonies, and creating processing chains, all done with lasers. Terraforming allows players to change biomes on procedurally generated maps, exploiting unique resources. The technology system is central to player progression, opening new gameplay possibilities. Minimalistic combat emphasizes positioning, requiring players to strategically surround and destroy enemies. Set on the volcanic satellite Helia, the bird folk of Giui explore and invent, using magic and technology to establish colonies, discover new magical technologies, and harvest resources. Players must fend off dangerous creatures, use magic for economy and logistics, and explore Helia by establishing colonies, discovering tech and magic, terraforming the environment, and fighting local wildlife. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Common feedback points to the early access game Scorchlands highlight a unique take on the city builder genre, emphasizing magic over science, and featuring an unusual premise with bipedal birds attempting to terraform a volcanic moon. Players appreciate the creative terraforming effects and the quirky concept of refining resources to upgrade magitech and support the grand terraforming project. The combat system, however, is noted as being underdeveloped, relying on strategic positioning and flanking rather than direct engagement, which can become frustrating when dealing with heavily fortified enemies. The game's resource management and colony expansion can be tedious, particularly due to the limited flexibility of the transfer laser system. Players have found exploits like the speed snatch tactic enjoyable, although it might be patched out in future updates. Overall, while the game presents intriguing mechanics and a novel approach, there are areas that could benefit from refinement and balancing before full release. Harvest Days. My Dream Farm is a simulation game that invites players to leave the hectic city life behind and embrace the peaceful countryside. Players manage their own farm, tending to animals and cultivating fields. The open-world environment offers numerous activities from collecting raw materials to crafting tools and decorative items. With over a dozen fruit trees and 50 different crops, each farm is unique. Players can trade their goods to expand their farm and use various vehicles for farming tasks or exploration. The game emphasizes nature conservation, encouraging players to recycle garbage and explore the environment on a solar-charged scooter. With over 40 activities, Harvest Days offers endless fun and relaxation in a richly detailed world. Let's take a closer look at our next review. As observed by multiple reviewers, the new farming RPG exhibits considerable potential and engaging gameplay, reminiscent of beloved titles like Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon. Players appreciate the diversity in starting seeds, the immediate availability of pets, and the unique recycling element. The game's art style, featuring a vector-like aesthetic, and the inclusion of an electric scooter add to its charm. The large, uncluttered map with various resources and the 3-step crop planting process contribute to a realistic farming experience. However, there are notable areas needing improvement. Reviewers point out the need for precise tool placement, inconsistencies in item pricing, and the vastness of the map making travel time-consuming. The absence of a weather report and issues with the scooter getting stuck also detract from the experience. Suggestions include more intuitive mechanics, enhanced NPC interactions, and better optimization to address lag. Despite its current flaws and early access bugs, the game lays a solid foundation for a promising farming sim, with anticipation for future updates from the dedicated indie developer team. Earth Defense Force 6 is a third-person shooter that continues the saga of humanity's battle against alien invaders. Set in 2024, players assume the role of an EDF soldier tasked with eliminating giant enemies. After a grueling war, the enemy primers are defeated, but Earth is left in ruins with a drastically reduced population. By 2027, humanity faces new threats in a desperate world. The game offers the largest volume in the series' history, featuring an extensive number of missions and weapons. All missions support online co-op play for up to 4 players, allowing players to choose from 4 different soldier classes and collaborate with EDF members nationwide. Pre-order and early purchase bonuses include special DLC items like the Wing Diver support device and various weapons. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Reviewers are of the opinion that the latest game installment is marred by several significant issues, most notably the requirement of an Epic Games account for online play. This requirement was not disclosed on the Steam store page before purchase, causing frustration and anger among players who consider this a deceptive practice. Despite the game having been available in Japan since 2022, numerous technical problems persist, including graphical downgrades, a 60 FPS cap, slow loading times, constant pop-in, screen tearing without VSync, and a lack of accessibility options. The tutorial is criticized as overly slow and tedious, and there are performance issues even on high-end systems. On the positive side, fans of the series appreciate the familiar gameplay elements, such as the engaging combat and characteristic cheesy dialogue. While some players are satisfied with the game's content and progression system, the overall experience is overshadowed by the forced use of Epic Games for online functionality and the various technical shortcomings. Seven Days to Die is a challenging survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world teeming with zombies. With over 18 million copies sold, it has become a landmark in the survival genre, offering an unparalleled blend of first-person shooter, survival horror, tower defense, and role-playing elements. Players engage in combat, crafting, looting, mining, exploration, and character development in a vast open-world environment. The game features extensive crafting options with over 500 recipes, robust building mechanics, and the ability to create and customize weapons, armor, tools, and vehicles. Cooperation and competition with other players add layers of depth to the gameplay. With nearly 60 unique zombie types, hardcore survival mechanics, and a destructible world, 7 Days to Die offers an immersive and ever-evolving challenge. Players can explore diverse biomes, undertake quests from trader NPCs, and enjoy a range of activities from farming to hunting. Whether navigating the campaign world or a randomly generated one, the game promises a dynamic and intense survival experience. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Reviewers are of the opinion that 7 Days to Die offers a highly engaging survival experience despite some long-standing issues. The game, praised for its vast building possibilities and immersive survival mechanics, earns high marks from many players, with some recommending it over older games like Minecraft due to its refined gameplay and boundless creative potential. Players can expect thousands of hours of enjoyment, building and scavenging in a challenging environment. However, the community's hostility towards criticism is noted as a significant downside, with forums often being unwelcoming to new ideas or feedback. Despite these community issues and some persistent bugs, the game remains enjoyable, especially when played with friends and enhanced by mods. It maintains a strong following even after a decade in alpha, thanks to frequent updates and improvements to features like crafting and random world generation. Overall, it's a solid 9/10 game for many, offering endless fun and strategic depth. Kingdom Rush 5. Alliance TD is a thrilling continuation of the acclaimed tower defense series, introducing greater power and menace. The game offers an exhilarating experience, with fast-paced and captivating gameplay. As a formidable evil arises, an unexpected alliance forms between the finest warriors of Lineria and the relentless Dark Army to stop it. Players can now harness the might of two heroes on the battlefield, including the ability to play with twice the dragons, adding to the chaos and fun. With 27 upgradable characters, 15 towers with special skills, and 12 epic heroes, players can create a wide range of strategies. The game features 16 campaign stages across 3 exotic landscapes, 3 game modes, and over 50 achievements. Players will face action-packed challenges, diverse enemies, and colossal boss fights, while enjoying Easter eggs and Ironhide's humor. The ultimate clash awaits as players embark on an epic journey alongside the brave warriors of Lineria and the relentless Dark Army. Let's take a closer look at our next review. Common feedback points to Kingdom Rush 5 include its pricing disparity between platforms, with the PC version offering better value compared to the iOS and Android versions, which have numerous paywalls. The game continues the series' tradition of detailed design, filled with game and movie references and new heroes, towers, and abilities that keep it engaging for both new players and veterans. However, the game has received mixed reviews, with some levels being praised for their strategic challenge, and others criticized for being boring or unpleasant due to certain mechanics. The heroes received a lukewarm reception, with only a few standing out as interesting or powerful. The main campaign was considered short and somewhat unbalanced, with polarizing areas in terms of design and difficulty. Towers also received a mixed review, with many players relying on a few effective ones while finding others lackluster. Overall, while the game remains a solid entry in the tower defense genre, it may not fully meet the high expectations of longtime fans. Aooni is a horror puzzle action-adventure game that builds on the legacy of the classic Aooni. Set in a mysterious mansion on the outskirts of town, the game pits players against a relentless blue demon in a fight for survival. The mansion is rumored to be haunted by terrifying blue monsters, and players must navigate its ever-changing rooms, solve puzzles, and evade capture. The game introduces a high-speed mode, allowing players to experience the terror at speeds between 2x and 15x, intensifying the challenge. Additionally, Aooni's story offers a new perspective with a girl named Ai, exploring the mansion to uncover various endings. Let's now delve into the reviews. Common feedback points to the highly anticipated remaster of the classic horror game, Aooni, highlight its impressive upgrades and nostalgic value. After years of lackluster mobile versions and extended development, this definitive edition delivers enhanced graphics and substantial improvements. It's praised for capturing the essence of the original while integrating new features that refresh the experience. The game stands out as a significant upgrade from its predecessors, making it a worthwhile investment for both longtime fans and newcomers to the series. Total War: PHARAOH Dynasties is an expansion for Total War PHARAOH that significantly enhances the game's scope and complexity. It broadens the campaign map, nearly doubling its size by incorporating 168 new settlements and historical landmarks, and introduces new victory objectives. The addition of sea travel lanes facilitates quicker movement of fleets, allowing for more dynamic raids and invasions. Players can now control 4 new major factions: Babylon, the Assyrians of Hannibal-Bat, Mycenae and Troy, as well as 25 minor factions. The expansion also features a dynasty system for managing succession and legacy, over 150 new and reworked units, and refined battle mechanics including the lethal new lethality modifier. Total War PHARAOH is required to access this expansion. And now we come to the reviews. Common feedback points to the new Total War game, PHARAOH Dynasties, highlight it as a significant improvement over its predecessors. Players appreciate the expansive Bronze Age campaign map and the enhanced graphics, though some note that general models lack variation. Despite initial pricing issues, Creative Assembly has delivered a polished game within a year, impressing with its blood effects and tactical depth. The game's unit diversity and battle mechanics have been refined, making sieges more strategic and battles more impactful. Although minor issues like repetitive general models persist, the game's overall reception is positive, marking a strong return for the Total War franchise. Weyrdlets is a heartwarming virtual pet simulator that blends joy with productivity. Players adopt a unique, lovable companion with quirky abilities and engage in lifelike interactions such as petting, feeding, and playing. This community-driven game integrates your pet into your desktop experience, allowing it to dig for loot, watch videos with you, and roam around while you work or relax. Personalize your pet with a variety of accessories and home decorations, from Viking hats to charming decor. Weyrdlets also offers productivity tools like a Pomodoro timer and a to-do list, enhancing focus and efficiency as your pet keeps you company. Let's now delve into the reviews. As observed by multiple reviewers, Weyrdlets blends the charm of a virtual pet with productivity tools, aiming to deliver a mix of work and play. Players can interact with their pet in various ways: feeding, petting, and even embarking on adventures while utilizing features like a Pomodoro timer and to-do lists that appear both in-game and on the desk. The customization options for both the pet and its environment add a personal touch. However, the game's integration of productivity features feels secondary, and setting up these tools can be cumbersome. Additionally, the game is criticized for its aggressive monetization tactics and a UI that requires frequent adjustments. Overall, while Weyrdlets offers a cute and engaging experience, it may fall short for those seeking a streamlined productivity app.